This is 7 News.
Tonight, nurses vote to strike. The Health Department warns of hospital chaos.
A shocking case of road rage on a Perth street.
Oh, and they've hit each other.
A 64-year-old deaf man beaten and robbed.
And a public apology from Australia's Olympic swimmers.
Completely inappropriate in hindsight.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Rick Ardon and Susannah Carr.
Good evening. West Australian nurses have voted to strike. They'll walk off the job for 24 hours on Monday in their push for more pay. The decision to escalate their industrial action is expected to throw the hospital system into chaos. Here's political editor Jeff Parry.
It's the nurses' second mass meeting this week and their attitude has hardened. Bed closures and elective surgery cancellations will become full-blown strike action on Monday. This morning, the Nursing Federation offered to accept a 12.5% rise, but hours later, that offer was struck down by the 1,000 nurses and midwives at today's meeting. Nothing less than 20%. The Premier says nurses deserve a pay rise, but he can't do anything during an election campaign.
You could if you wanted to.
Well, no, it's not a case I won't. And
I know you won't break the convention,
yeah,
but
no.
it's not set down legislation.
No, I don't break the law if that was the case, but I would be undermining one of the great principles of our democratic system for the sake of 2 weeks. Not necessary.
Billions of dollars, like confetti, are going around in this election, and he seriously expects the public to believe that he can't make a promise to nurses.
The state's chief medical officer has warned patients could die.
You know, literally we're talking about life and death. We're talking about people in hospitals.
The Health Department has activated its disaster management team,
whose job it will be to assist us through this disaster, because that's what it is.
WA nurses have never taken industrial action lightly. The last time they were on strike was 1998. The Nursing Federation says this will be bigger.
We'll work with our members to make sure that patient safety isn't put at risk, but I can assure the government if the nurses walk out on Monday, it's not going to be like in 1998 where half of the nurses stayed inside.
Jeff Parry, 7 News.
A shocking case of road rage has been caught on camera in Perth's south. The video shows two drivers ramming each other repeatedly before they run off the road, almost into the path of oncoming cars. Grant Taylor reports.
This was the view down Armadale Road yesterday from truck driver Kevin's cab.
We've got some road rage right here.
His dashboard-mounted camera captures two cars duelling as they speed through Seville Grove. It's 11 a.m. and things are about to get downright dangerous.
White Mazda. Oh, and they've hit each other.
The black car is pushed off the road and up onto the median strip as the white car drives off. In slow motion, you see how close the black car comes to hitting another car coming the other way.
That could have so easily been a fatality. I mean, the oncoming traffic was just lucky to have missed him.
Kevin the truckie doesn't want to be identified, but he has handed his pictures over to police, who late this afternoon tracked one of the drivers down to an address in Byford. Kevin says he has no idea what sparked the confrontation, but even after the crash he could see in his rearview mirror it wasn't over. He says the driver of the black car started it up again and kept chasing the white car.
As a truck driver who's on the road every day, Kevin says that sort of behaviour is on the rise. Perth motorists becoming more and more impatient and increasingly aggressive.
It's quite concerning, and as a motorcyclist, a car driver and a truck driver, it scares me a bit to see that these people are actually out there.
This vision was captured in November on the Tonkin Highway in Cloverdale. 4 men fighting on the roadside after a minor traffic infraction. Police say they'd welcome any help from the public that assists them in tracking offenders down. Grant Taylor, 7 News.
To breaking news, and a boy has been mauled by a dog in the Goldfields. He's just arrived at Princess Margaret Hospital, where Alexis Donkin has been following events. Alexis, how bad are his injuries?
Well, Sue, the 3-year-old boy was bitten twice on the face and head. It happened this morning. We're told it was a large dog. Now, it happened at a remote Aboriginal community 150 kilometres northwest of Laverton. We're told the little boy will undergo plastic surgery here at PMH. He flew here to Perth with his grandmother. Fortunately, though, we've been told his injuries are not life-threatening. Rick.
Thanks, Alexis. A 64-year-old deaf man has been beaten by thieves who stole his motorised scooter. He had a bottle smashed into his face when he was confronted by a group of teenagers in Middle Swan. Rob Scott reports.
Oscar Pistorius will find out tonight if he'll be freed on bail. The prosecution claims the Olympian shouldn't be released because he's a flight risk. But the defence argues the case against the man, known as the Blade Runner, is seriously flawed. The magistrate will give a decision in about an hour's time.
Australia's cricketers will press on with their tour of India despite deadly terror attacks. At least 14 people were killed and dozens injured in twin blasts in the city of Hyderabad, where the team's due to play in the second test starting next week.
At this stage, there's no reason to doubt that what we have planned in Hyderabad next week will go ahead.
Australia cancelled a tour of Pakistan 5 years ago after a succession of bombings raised fears for the team's safety. Today, the first test began in Chennai. Barra will have highlights later in sport.
A 60-year-old man has died after being crushed by a falling tree branch. It happened at Quindanning near Williams, about 165 kilometres southeast of Perth. There are reports the man was a volunteer firefighter and was clearing land after an overnight fire when the accident happened. He was taken to Narrogin Hospital but couldn't be saved.
Firefighters have managed to save homes from out-of-control blazes north and south of the city. In Forestdale, flames got within 50 metres of a family home. Residents used buckets of water to try to fight the fire.
Up next, the new drug that could stop the spread of the flu virus.
Plus, bit of a stretch. Kevin Rudd fails to flex his political muscle.
And a royal romance for Prince Harry.
Police are concerned about a Coolbellup man who's been missing for 5 days. It's believed Michael Augusto Lewison left his home in a silver Ford Falcon sometime on Monday. Police say the 30-year-old's family is very worried about his welfare. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers.
Australian scientists have helped develop a new drug that could save the lives of millions of people around the world. It's been shown to stop the spread of the flu virus, which could potentially prevent killer pandemics. Stars of the men's Olympic swim team could be stripped of funding after they confessed to a drug-fuelled hotel romp days before the London Games. 5 of the 6 admitted to taking the banned prescription drug Stilnox, and they've publicly apologised for harassing female team members.
A deadly shootout in Las Vegas has killed 3 people and injured several others. A gunman in a Range Rover opened fire at a Maserati, which slammed into a taxi and caused an explosion. The driver and a passenger in the taxi died. The driver of the Maserati was also killed.
What happened on the Strip today will not be tolerated. These individuals will be found.
It's believed the incident was sparked by an argument at a nearby hotel.
Prince Harry and Cressida Bonas are back together with public displays of affection on the ski slopes of Switzerland.
I spoke to someone in her family yesterday, and it does appear that that is the case. They're very friendly. They've met each other's parents.
Cressida reportedly broke it off with Prince Harry after his Vegas photo scandal, but it appears all is now forgiven.
There was embarrassment today for Kevin Rudd as he failed to flex his political muscle. The former Prime Minister tried a gym workout as part of his regular spot on 7's Sunrise program. Mr Rudd later tweeted the media stunt to his 1 million followers. He titled the first a total failure and the second a modest success, as the 55-year-old eventually managed to lift his weight. Pulling his weight now, sport with Barra, and a Docker star makes a speedy recovery.
Yes, Rick, there's news on Aaron Sandilands, that's next. Plus, India strikes in the first test. Ashwin rattles the Aussie top order in Chennai.
Dhoni making no mistake, beautifully bowled.
And some great signs from a West Aussie young gun.
What a sneak peek of a superstar we're getting tonight.
Thanks, Angela. That's all from the 7 Newsroom for now. Samantha Jolly will be with you tomorrow night.
Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for joining us. Now, here's Monica with Today Tonight.
7 News, the pulse of Perth.